focus. Discussion will be about money.
What is marketplaces, what categories
And
are.
what is more is important, why it's interesting for you.
Marketplace has the role of mediator between two parties.
You need to understand how people operating right now and how your marketplace can change the way they operate.
Hello everyone, today we will tell you about everything you need to know about one of the most popular online businesses at the moment, which is marketplaces. And we will start directly from the example. So you are traveling on a vacation to another city and you decide to rent a good and cheap apartment through Airbnb to spend the night. To get around of this new place, you decided to get a ride in Uber car. When you get back to your rented apartment, you order your favorite meal with Uber Eats. Marketplaces become a natural part of our daily lives, even though many people still don't know its definition. So, a little bit of the statistic. Online marketplaces become very popular today, and especially during the COVID pandemic, because people was forced to move online. And online sales double their revenue and reach the $3.3 trillion in 2020. And this figure is forecasting of this figure for 2025, it's to reach 8.8 trillion. So in 5 years, 1 trillion every year. So it's very popular business today. And for the beginners, it can be very tricky to get into marketplace development. I know it by my own experience when I just started to understand this unicorn of marketplace. For me, it was very hard to understand how such platform as Amazon, Uber, Upwork can belong to one category of the marketplaces, because this platform was so different. So, and in this podcast, we would like to shed some light on this topic, because I think that the problem of understanding what is marketplaces is not only I faced with it. So today we would like to talk about what is it, what is marketplaces, what categories are.
And what is more is important, why it's interesting for you. Because, well, this is something you can build, and we build at least more than 20 different marketplaces which right now are working and generating money. So let me explain how it's all begin. So the marketplaces is the baby of the shared economy, right? So in today's world, we have these terms, shared economy, which mean that we can use different people can use some kind of the same things and can share things. So remember, 20 years ago, when your kitty had cats, you go to the local forum and you wrote, hey, I have 5 beautiful cats, and you make the photos not to your iPhone, because iPhone didn't exist that time, right? So you make few photos, you uploaded that through Internet Explorer most probably, and you ask people in your own community to take those cats or to sell those cats from you. So that forum was some kind of the marketplace. And during the time, people understand that, hey, how about to build different digital solutions to solve this problem, to give an opportunity, exchange some kind of the things. And then you got eBay, then you got Amazon, then you got BlaBlaCar, the sharing of rides, then you got Uber, which is actually also the marketplace, in case you will think about that, because, well, people are finding each other. So the marketplace is some kind of the mediator to connect, two persons, but not actually only persons. So, Oksana, please go with the definition. I know you have it.
Yeah. So let's try to define the core features that define the marketplace. So the first important feature is that customer can purchase from numerous vendors under one platform. So it is not one-to-one selling. It is when you can find different vendors with different products or services.
I believe the very important thing to add here is well, the confusion between e-commerce, like internet shop or shop in internet, and the marketplace. So every marketplace is e-commerce, but not every e-commerce is the marketplace. So you may think about this as the shopping mall. Like the shopping mall in the internet, this is kind of a marketplace. So you can go to different vendors and buy something. Or take service or whatever, like from different vendors. And when you have one guy who is selling shoes, I don't know, Versace, whatever, and you buy only from that one vendor, well, this is the simple e-commerce. So just not to mix the terminology here.
Yeah, so the second important point which defines a marketplace is that user can make payments and transaction inside of the platform. It is very important. So payment system and efficient way for people to make payment, different type of the payment are very important for marketplace and are one of the key features. The third point is, as Andrew already mentioned, is that marketplace has the role of mediator between two parties. So the goal of the marketplace is to provide the efficient space for the people to get connected, to make business. And what is important, that marketplace have to provide a safe payment system, like safe payment process.
Well, and one more important thing that usually they're supposed to do it because, otherwise you will lose the market. They must encourage people on the marketplace to be secured. Not people be secured, like marketplace itself supposed to be secured, and they must encourage users to be honest, polite, and do not cheat. Well, usually that happens by reviews, obviously, but sometimes some kind of the marketplaces use some additional things to influence the clarity and transparency on transaction on the marketplace. So we will talk about this a little bit after this topic, right?
Yeah. And the fourth point is that the owner of the marketplace, the creator, he invests in the development to further generate regular revenue through monetization and commission. So important point here is that marketplace is a mediator and owner make marketplace just to make money.
Well, yeah. So what we're trying to explain here, that business model of the marketplace are fairly simple. You don't have the product, you don't have a service, you barely have some kind of the responsibility. The only thing you really need to know to build a successful marketplace is the business area, the domain in which you are building that thing, because you need to understand how people operating right now and how your marketplace can change the way they operate. And in case you find this key, in case you make life easier, you are succeeded.
Yes, marketplace very often change our usual way how we're doing the things. Even like the simple example with Uber, how they change the industry of the taxi drivers. So they just change how the people interact. And it is always, usually it is very useful changes which makes our life easier, more efficient, and give us more pleasure, I think.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so let's move next. We will discuss what type of the marketplace we have, because the classification of the platforms can be very wide. And you have to, based on what you offer and to whom you offer. Defining of the category of your marketplaces will give you an understanding of your competitors, your market position, and actually development complexity of your future platform. So, in general, online marketplaces divided by target audience, by product, by market focus, and by management approach. So let's talk about each of these categories in detail. First one is by target audience. So the audience which will interact with your platform identifies the key point for the development. So the structure of your platform, the user flow, the capabilities of your platform.
Price. It defines price, guys. I mean, in case you're working in... I know that Oksana will start to talk about B2B right now. So the B2B marketplaces is the most expensive marketplaces in the development, because, well, that's a lot of security stuff, that's a lot of management stuff, because it's not like just two people connecting to each other, it's two organization connection to each other, which is complicated.
Yeah, you
Sorry,
go
Oksana,
a little bit
interrupting.
ahead, so
Yes,
let me
yes.
firstly explain what is B2B.
I just scroll too much here, you know.
So business to business model involves, as it sounds, business only. So in this segment, one business proposes goods and services which other business needs to operate, profit, and grow. So customer relations in such market are usually long-term and have a large check size. So good examples are Amazon Business, A World Trade, Thomas marketplaces, and it's worth emphasize that most of B2B platforms are not such popular as other type of the models because they didn't cover wide audience, because this marketplace are mostly created for the businesses and businesses works with them. They are not such popular as other models.
Yeah, most probably there are some medical marketplace exist. You just do not know about that because you are not the doctor, and even in case you're a doctor, you may not know about this because you are not in the, you're not responsible for buying something. Like the good example is in case you wanted to buy, I don't know, 1,000 of masks for your hospital. Well, you're not going to buy it from some volunteer lady who doing that, and have free time. Like, despite the fact that lady is great, is good, you still need 1,000 masks, like in some kind of dates. And there are special marketplaces in which you can find the medical one, and there are different vendors and different hospitals who buy in that. And we actually even didn't find some good example to tell you, but I'm sure that it exists somewhere.
Yeah, actually I have one. It is, for example, Alibaba and AliExpress. So Alibaba.com is a B2B platform and they propose wholesales.
Yeah.
And AliExpress it's also propose wholesales, but it is more for the wide audience, while like regular users, regular person, yes, can order something. And because of AliExpress is B2C, like client oriented, more people know about this platform.
Yeah, that's true. And we slightly go to what I supposed to tell you about is the B2C. Well, that's very obvious. Like we have business as vendors around you, and simple folks without any special requirements can buy whatever they want. So as Oksana just mentioned, AliExpress is one of the best example. Another good example is Booking.com. Why Booking? Because Booking initially was created for booking the hotels. So hotels is the businesses. They put, by the way, hotels. So the guys, when they sing it, welcome to the hotel, that's not right. So hotel. Yeah, so Booking was created to buy hotel rooms. And anyone can go there to that marketplace and book it. That's it. Vice versa, Airbnb, for example. They have different model. So each, again, super easy. We have business as the vendors, and we have simple folks, customers as customers.
Yeah, and also worth mentioning that B2C marketplaces are one of the most popular model.
Yeah.
And most of the giants of the market, such as Amazon, eBay, Booking, AliExpress, as we already mentioned, that they all are B2C, and they are monopolist most probably, and they will stay like this for a few years. So when you go into B2C, you have to be very aware about the competition which already exists there.
And from the software development standpoint of view, the most problem of them is the scaling. I mean, you need to be scale and user security, but that's again not the topic for today. Something that you also need to know, just not to be confused, Oksana previously mentioned about Amazon businesses, and again about Amazon. So this is actually two different platforms. Yes, of course, the ownership is still Amazon as the company, but Amazon businesses is the separate platform for businesses, and Amazon.com is something that most probably everyone saw.
Yeah. And the third model is client to client, or C2C. And this model does not involve businesses at all. It is more about connecting people with common interest. So this model connects people who have similar needs and to share product and services between each other. So a good example of C2C model is ride sharing, is when a driver will provide client a seat in his car, and client will find a ride to his destination in exchange to the cost of the fuel. So everybody is win. Driver has some cover some of his expenses on destination, and client have like cheap ride to his point. And the main feature of C2C marketplaces is that usually on C2C you can be one profile, can be as vendor as client. So you can be a driver and you can actually be the person who looking for the ride. So this is some speciality of C2C, and important is this marketplaces by functionality. It is very important for such marketplaces is to have a good rating and review system. So where people can review the profile. For example, if the same example with ride sharing, you want to review the profile of the person with whom you will go somewhere.
Yeah, and your responsibility as the owner of such kind of the marketplace, making this review system in a way that no one is hurt. That's very important. So the last one model is the hybrid model. Well, it's super simple. It's some kind of the previous model but mixed. For example, again, booking.com. Initially, as I mentioned, it was about booking hotels. But after a few years of operating, they understood that people, they also can give their flat room to the rent, and they give ability to register their flat rooms. So in this case, they're in the same way is B2C and also is C2C. So they're trying to cut or bite some kind of the market from Airbnb. So it's like not worth to talk this about too much. Super simple, just mix of something that you heard previously.
Yeah. So we finished with the category of target audience. So the next category is products. So what products your marketplace offering? So both your competitive environment and your target audience and your actually earning strategy will depend on the product which you are selling. So we have 4 categories. It can be products, like some goods. It can be services. It can be projects, for example, crowdfunding platform where you gather money. It's also sometimes it's called investments or fundraising. Mm-hmm. And fourth one, actually, hybrid. So where you can sell products and service, everything. Also worth mentioning that some products can exist only online. For example, when you're buying apps, music, information, courses.
On Udemy, right?
Yeah, you use them only online. And the other type is online to offline. It's when you have also predict that your goods have to be delivered to the person like in the real world. So you have to think about delivery too. It is all about type of the products actually. Do you want to tell some example?
Yeah, I believe that this time we're supposed to talk not about only world famous things, but another world famous things, but we have connections too. So one of the great marketplace that we had been developing and still doing the support for them is Wizio.com. So to explain what they are doing, it's super easy as any genius ideas. Like there are a lot of influencers around the world, and some of them are not so super popular. They don't have millions of views on the YouTube, but they are still very capable and they are very experienced in the things they are doing. So what they can do, they can go to the Wizio, they can create the profile, and their subscribers can ask through their platform some kind of the recommendation. For example, you are the singer and you want some kind of the advice from more professional singers, so you can just type a question there and you will get the video answer on the platform.
It is personalized?
Yes, and it's super personalized. You may think about this is the great competitor for OnlyFans. Well, OnlyFans is mostly for the hot girls, right? The Visio is mostly mentioned for the education and that really educational purposes. But still, it's not the courses, because courses is standardized thing which you going through. Like millions of people, they are checking the same course. In the Visio, you actually really get the personalized answer. And I mentioned it before that the only thing you really need to know and you really need to understand is the how domain area works. So the founder of Visio itself is the big influencers. This is his name is Adam Frank, and I'm sure that we will have the interview in some future records. But to keep this story short, he became a ninja warrior. Ninja warrior is the guys who are in very good physical form, and they coming through the competition. And he got lots of followers in the Instagram and other social media, and they started to ask him, how you get this good form, what do you eat, how do you train, how do you live, how much do you sleep. And he realized that there are no place where he can share this experience, and there are thousands of the influencers who have no place to share this experience. And that's how they created Visio. The idea came in from it, and they created this great marketplace who was already working, who was already making money for them, and expanding all over the world. And this is the great example, and I'm honored that I'm attached to development of this marketplace. So why I'm telling you all about this? Well, because this is the great example how someone who knew the domain very perfect, because he was the part of that domain, created the great marketplace that currently are changing the world and the market itself.
It is a very great example, and I believe it is a great thing about what you have to think. It is that the greatest platforms and the greatest ideas which actually changing the world become from real people problems. Like, it is nothing much complicated. You have
it's not the problem. It's the great. It was the great opportunity.
Yeah, agree. Okay, so our next category of marketplaces is by market focus. So we have two types of the market focus: vertical and horizontal. Vertical marketplaces focused on the particular niche, category, product, or industry. So they are very tight about what they are proposing. Etsy is a good example of vertical marketplace focused on handmade stuff and vintage products. By choosing this type of marketplaces, it is easier to deal with the competition because your niche are very tight. In case of the horizontal platforms, they work in the principle of shopping mall. So any user can find different product in any type of the category which they want.
Yeah, OLX is OLX actually. OLX is the great example. As I am example guy today, I will also mention two great marketplaces that we developed, which one of them are vertical and one of them are horizontal. So one of the vertical, we developed the startup which called apartolino.com. It's some kind of the Airbnb, but for the long-term rent in Switzerland. So again, this is the very close niche, the real estate. They are working with the vendors, but not just the guys who have one platform, but a lot of them. Actually, with the one as well, by the way. And again, they are focusing only on the market, on the real estate. And and this is the vertical, right? Another good example of the horizontal marketplace is another project we worked with. It's called snackshout.com, where people they can promote their products on Amazon, and they can promote whatever product they want. Well, the funny story, this is the marketplace to promote things on another marketplace. Just think about how deeply that economy model are inside of our lives.
Marketplace in Cube.
Yes, marketplace in Cube.
Okay, and the fourth one, and actually our last one category, is by management approach. So we have such type of management approach of the marketplace. So unmanaged marketplaces. The owner of unmanaged marketplace don't make any quality control or or checking of services or goods which are provided on his marketplace by third party. So he didn't care like who are selling, what they are selling. Like his responsibility is just to give people the tool to promote and to find each other. But he are not checking the quality of the goods which are provided there. And actually only one way how customer can check if the supplier if he is trustful is to check the reviews of other customer. And usually the C2C, like client to client model of marketplace, are unmanaged marketplace, like usually, not always. The second one is lightly managed marketplace. It's when a marketplace by itself already make some kind of background checking. They can check some documents, they can request some kind of protection to the client through, if supplier provides some bad service, they guarantee that they will give money back, for example, if they provide something
for
bad.
example, Upwork doing like that in case, and they are protecting freelancers, by the way. So in case customer decide not to pay, there are some special conditions, but still in case that conditions are right, Upwork will pay freelancer anyway.
Yeah, it's a great example of lightly managed marketplace.
Yeah.
And this last one, it is fully managed marketplace. It's when marketplace takes the full responsibility for all the actions which happens on the platform. So they control everything: buyers, suppliers, they making check of the documents, they set up prices. So you are very limited. You are, as a customer or supplier of this platform, are very limited. So you have like instruction to which you have to stay for.
By the way, the funny story here is that Uber, in case you will Google, they position themselves at the light managed marketplace. But when you think about this, like you can, like drivers cannot set up their own prices. Drivers must go to any order they get, and in case they decline it too much, they fall down on rating. So in the end of the day, they actually strictly manage marketplace, not lightly, but still to make the brand, they work in a different way. Well, I mean, okay, just make your own assumptions. Another good example of marketplace in which you got some kind of the management, from our experience, it was nestler.com.au. So the platform was built to be sure that the property managers with who you work in Australia giving you like the best shot. So basically this is the platform to leave the review about the property managers, but how they managed to make sure that review are not fake. The process had so much steps and it was so complicated. Well, how to tell it? Complicated, not in the sense of the UX, but in the sense to fake it. That in the end of the day, you're supposed to spend so much effort to make this review fake one that usually no one going to do it. It's just not worth it. And this is the good way how, this is the good example how marketplace protecting their users not to buy some kind of the scam inside of their area. And this is something that marketplace are really kind of responsible for, but not in the sense of law or more in the sense of, spirit of law. Like you wanted to provide a good service, then, well, please make it in the way that it's secure.
Also interesting point about management approach, that the less marketplace are managed, the lower fee it's charged for the client. So the less work marketplace do, the lower prices it's proposed. So if it is full managed, if they do a lot of stuff, so we can expect that the fees, commission, subscription on this marketplace will be expensive. And also it is not the part of the topic. Actually, we have already described all the categories of the marketplace which we have, but I would like also to talk a little bit about revenue model of the marketplaces. I believe for you it will be interesting. So
that is now focus. Discussion will be about money.
Okay. So first type of the revenue model, which is the most popular one, it is a commission model, under which a fee is charged for each transaction on the platform. It is very great and scalable revenue model because from all the cash flow from the platform, you get some percentage. And it is like very stable revenue model because like more cash flow, more your revenue. Since user pay only, and it is actually very safe for the client because they don't need to pay anything before they start using the platform. So they came to the platform, they observe its functionality, they find the product or service which they like, and only when they purchase, they pay money. So it is customers have no risk there. So the commission model works very, very good. IRB, Amazon work by, and eBay, like all work based on the commission model. The next one is already a little bit more tricky. It is subscription, a model where users have to pay before starting using the platform. And actually, this is a tricky one because sometimes buying a subscription before starting using and understanding what this platform proposes, like you can lose some part of the market because clients just can avoid to pay because they don't know like what value I will get.
Yeah, usually such kind of the revenue model, they always pay like money back guarantee, all of that kind of things. Well, I once have the story with Adobe, I believe. Shit, I mean, this money back guarantee is kind of complicated stuff, guys. So just before you buy, like read what you buy, okay, and read what that money back guarantee actually means.
Yeah, actually, to overcome these difficulties with subscription and scare of your users of your marketplace, you can propose a free trial.
Yeah.
So people use your platform for a week to a month. They observe like functionality, understand if it is valuable for them. Do they can get like some percent of the business, make some business there.
Ideally for you as the product owner, they become independent from you. Like in case your users start to depend and rely on you, this is great because they definitely will pay the subscription.
Yeah, I agree.
We're doing for the business owners, like let's mention that.
The next one, it is listing fee. Listing fee model, it is when marketplace charge clients to put their listings on the platform. So you can't just came here and put like your products or services. So for each service which you list on the platform, you have to pay. Usually listing fee are very small, like it can cost like some cents. And actually how it's influenced the marketplace, it's making the product and services proposed on the marketplace highly quality. Because like supplier, in case he don't have to pay for the listing, he can put a lot of different products and think about I will sell them somehow. But when they have to pay for each listing, he actually think like how to make this listing such quality, this product or service proposed, that he will be sure that he will sell it and will get some money back that he paid for it.
By the way, you just told about that, and it's really remind me about one marketplace, which we don't have in our scenario, by the way. It's clutch.co. This is very popular and funny story, informational marketplace. They don't sell anything. They just give you an information and listing of different digital companies, like software development companies, like we are, like design companies, CEO, whatever. Like people there, like companies, they pay in that fee that Oksana just described. And really, by the fact that you pay that fee and you want it to be higher in the listing, and this is very tricky one, they don't put you on the first place in case you pay. Like they do, but they have the special filter which called Clutch sponsorship. So they currently transparently showing that, hey, these guys pay more, that's why they are first. And this is the filter which is switched on by default. Mm-hmm. So user always can switch it off and find the company by the real rating, by the real review. But default filter is for somebody, the first one will be somebody who paid them. Mm-hmm. And this is really like, smart model. I mean, they make companies pay them. They given the value for the clients because they can find it them. And in the same moment, if clients are smart enough, they can, eliminate this payment feature. So the fact that someone pay them doesn't mean that it's guaranteed that, they will get the most traffic.
Actually, this example which you told, it is like featured listing and advertising. It's when like on the marketplaces. Because listing, it is when you can't put anything on the marketplace before you pay for this listing. About what you are talking about, it's you already have your listing there and you pay marketplace in order your listing to be on the top of some category on the top of the searching. So it is featured listing and advertising. Okay, this one we already discussed. So, and the last one, it is freemium. It is when platform propose you free and premium features. So like you can use platform as for free with the features which is free of use, and also you can pay money to get some special features. For example, if you selling a lot of products on the marketplace, you can pay for some feature of a statistic like dashboard, how much you sell, what is your revenue, how much you spend on the marketplace, and how much you gain. So all these special features, it is something for which company can charge money from users. And the important is these models for you as the owner of the marketplace is to be sure that this premium feature are really worth its money. So you will not break your user experience of your users.
Yeah. So something that is really important here. The models, the all five models that Oksana just mentioned, that are not only about the marketplaces. They're about like any digital product. But as we have record today about the marketplaces, so we must tell them because that actually exists. Okay, in the conclusion, what you heard all of them today. You heard about lots of terminology. You can consider this record as the lection, lection before practical tasks. I don't know, we're not going to give you homework, don't worry. Don't stop it now. So this is the lecture in which we try to explain, variety of marketplaces, all the categories that's possible. Each marketplaces in the same way can be vertical, it can be B2C, and it can have freemium model. So this is all possible. And in case you know some kind of the niche very well, and in case you're thinking about building your own marketplace, and I know that lots of people do, because we are working with different people. We are working with single-man startup, and we are working with the big companies who became the big companies because of their marketplaces. And in case you think that Amazon is the only thing that exists and you can build, no, that's not true. I mean, as I told, this is the whole economy feature which is doing right now. This is the new economy that's happening. So in case you have the great idea, you can, believe me guys, you can develop them. So again, to the conclusion, today you heard that marketplace are divided to the 4 main categories. And Oksana, please help me, what exactly?
Categories by target audience, by market focus, by product, and by management approach.
Yeah, by target audience, you have B2B, B2C, C2C, and hybrid, which mean all 3 previous one. The next category is by products. So are you selling products there, or are you selling the services there? Well, not selling, afford someone to sell, because we're talking about the marketplace. Well, this one is easy. The market focus, it can be horizontal, it can be vertical. Again, horizontal is when you selling lots of different stuff, the good example OLX, and vertical is when you sell things only like shoes. The shoes. And the last one is by management approach. And Oksana, again, help me about what kind of management approaches can be.
We have unmanaged platform which are not controlling by marketplace owner in any way. We have lightly managed when marketplace makes some background checks of the users, and we have fully managed marketplace where marketplace by itself control all the processes and all the operation which happens on the platform.
Yeah, and the last question for today, you may think about it. Why I do need all of that info? Well, because in case you wanted to build your own marketplace, you need to know it. In the end of the day, understanding in which niche and category your marketplace is supposed to be depend on a lot of money which you spend to develop in that, and lots of tricks and lots of experience that we already have developing the marketplaces, we will told you about in the next record. But without this background, it would be kind of complicated to understand. So in case you're listening to us, carefully firstly listen this record, and next time we will tell you about tips and tricks and how to save money on developing your own marketplace. Thank you for your attention for today. Bye.
Thank you.